Okay, you don't immediately get money. You know, people say, oh good, I have a GSA contract, and now I'm going to get money. No, you're not. Not until you sell something. Your GSA contract, as Jamie likes to say, is a hunting license. Once you have your hunting license, then you have to go out and hunt. It doesn't bind either the government or you to paying work. I mean, obviously you've got that because you want to get some contracts. As I mentioned before, it puts you at gsaadvantage.gov. That's a fun thing to go peruse. You see your information, you see your competitors' information, and you go, oh no, I don't want them to see my pricing. No, you have to understand, this is a federal contract. You want people to see your pricing. Well, my competitors will see my pricing. Yeah, they will, so that's why before you get a GSA contract, you probably ought to go look at GSA Advantage and see what your competitors are doing in terms of the pricing. That'll help you set your prices and discounts to the government. Very competitive situation. You say, I don't want to see my pricing. They're going to see your pricing. Okay, they're not for everything in every company. You say, well, I sell old moldy cheese. I want a GSA schedule. Well, I'm sorry, there are no schedules for old moldy cheese. All right, and I'm going to make this point again. We've made it at least once. The government is a business. It depends on you folks. It depends on GSA contract holders. It's a business. It needs the goods and services of companies, commercial companies, to help provide it with those things that they can't do themselves. I used to work at the Mound plant in Miamisburg. I was an employee of the operating contractor, first Monsanto, then EG&G. Remember the Mound? Anybody remember the Mound plant? Yeah, okay. That was a fun place to work. Yeah, when 10% of your workforce is PhDs, the lunchtime conversations are not always about cars, girls, and sports. The government has a multi-trillion-dollar budget. It's going to spend it. Boy, does it spend it. Again, they rely on their suppliers, and the schedules, again, they're a handy tool to help easily sell. Now, what do they buy? They buy almost everything. I mean, there are schedules for vehicles, tires, furniture, program managers, project engineers, electrical engineers, things that you would buy from Lowe's. All kinds of stuff. The government needs this. The goods, services, furniture, electronics, vehicles, consumables, office supplies, by the ton, it's unbelievable what they buy. Are you eligible? Well, are you? How's your accounting system? Most people use QuickBooks or an accountant, somebody like that. If that's what you use, your accounting system is fine. They want your balance sheet and income statement to look like you're in business. For the professional service schedules, like project engineering, like chemical engineering, like environmental, like these logistics, those kinds of things, they want 3 years worth of accounting statements. 3 years. So what does that mean? 05, 06, 07. You have to have verifiable rates and prices. Well, we just kind of charge what we can. No, that's not how the government works. Well, we price it, if a guy comes in and he wants a little discount, we give it to him. No, the government is more exacting. So they're going to look for invoices. They're going to look for timesheets. They're going to make you prove your pricing. So you have to have some kind of a system that shows them that your pricing has some foundation to it. Good past performance. Well, most of our customers like us, but a lot don't. Oh, that's not so good. You're going to go through a process called the OPA ratings process. It's kind of a overall look at customer satisfaction about you. So if you're thinking about a GSA contract, you've got to make sure that your customers are happy with you because they check. You need at least 6 client references for open ratings. You have to be in business for at least 1 year, but if you want one of the professional service schedules, like MOBIS, which is program management, like PES, which is professional engineering services, like LogWorld, which is logistics, those schedules, they want your company to have been in business for 3 years, and this is causing a firestorm. They just changed that requirement about 5 months ago, and our GSA is catching a mountain of heat for that, because we have men and women coming back from service in the Middle East who are starting their companies. They're getting out of the military, they're starting their companies, maybe they've been in business 1-2 years. They go to a federal agency, the federal agency, my God, you're really great, we want you, go, but you have to get a GSA schedule because we only buy off schedules. They go to GSA, GSA says, sorry, 3 years. Believe me when I tell you that when there's a new administration, excuse me, in January, and a new GSA administrator, this is going to be one of the first things that comes up. Because when I talk to GSA folks around the country, and Jamie and I were in Dallas, what, about 3 weeks ago, we talked to the regional GSA administrator there. He says, man, he says, this is a headache. He said, I'm getting calls every day. This really sucks. And I said, yep, well, there's one way to address it, which is all the small business owners who are in this situation have to pound all over the government, including their legislators. So, firestorm, folks, and we think it'll be turned around. Anyway, gross sales, 100 to 150K per year. They like to see that. If you're proposing information technology, if you're proposing folks like programmers, network engineers, database administrators, they want for each labor category, like programmer 1 or network engineer 2, they want 3 completed jobs within the last 2 years for each labor category. That one they're not going to back down on. If you're reselling hardware, hey, you know, I can sell you, I sell Acer and Dell computers and HP computers. If you resell hardware, then there's a lot of documentation, and that's where a company like ours is a really good investment, because we know all about that stuff. For people who are wandering into that without any help, they usually go, proposals are difficult. Now, we sell proposal services. You know, if I sold cars, I'd say, you got to have my car. You should have a car. Buy my car. Please, please, you have a car. Please buy my car. You know, when I tell you that these proposals are difficult, I ain't kidding. That's why we exist, and there are lots of companies like us that exist. The requirements are scattered over many documents, 100+ pages, and nothing is in order. It's easy to miss required submittals or the format they demand. Because let's face it, come on. Anytime you open one of these solicitations and you start reading this and you go, I have my Mountain Dew, it's 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, I'm raring to go, I'm going to read this, and by the 20th page you're going, oh please, no more, I'll talk, I'll confess. So it's really tough to get through this. There's no PCO consistency. What do I mean by that? I mean that the same proposal that you give to this contracting officer may fly through with just a few comments, and the same proposal to another contracting officer would get rejected. And you go, wait a minute, what's the deal? The deal is contracting officers have a lot of latitude about rejecting and accepting proposals. Again, that's where we come through, because we know where the bodies are buried. Not literally. They are all overworked. And here is where now I come to their defense. I don't care how efficient you are. I don't care how trained or undertrained you are. You, trust me, folks, you don't want their job.